Welcome everybody to the special city council meeting. It is 5:30 Monday, August 10th, 2020 in the council chambers. Minnesota statute 13D.02 allows the meetings to be conducted by telephone or other electronic means under the following conditions. The mayor has determined an in-person meeting or a meeting conducted under section 13D.02 is not practical due to a health pandemic. The mayor and all councilors participating in the meeting can hear one another and all can hear the discussion. All of the members that are going to be at the meeting are at the meeting right now. Councilor Nelson has put in her resignation due to moving out of the city limits of International Falls. And Councilor Kraus was in a racing accident on Thursday, causing him to break his foot, and he is medically unable to attend this evening. So the three of us will be conducting tonight's meeting. At least one member of the City Council is physically present. I've already addressed that. All votes will be conducted by roll call, which is not necessary due to the fact that we're here. The purpose of this special meeting is to accept the receipt of the Vacation Committee report pertaining to the petition from Jace Baldwin, a resident freeholder of the City of International Falls, requesting on behalf of Northern Border Investment, LLC, vacation of the alley on Block 4 of Franson's addition to Couchiching of the City of International Falls. Such report shall lay over till the next regular City Council meeting, which will be on August 17th. First of all, I want to thank the Vacation Committee, which consists of three members representing the East Ward. We have Miss Cindy Strand, representing the Center Ward, Len Peterson, and representing the West Ward, Ronna McKay. So I want to thank all of them for participating in local city government and moving forward with this. And now I'm just going to hand it over to City Administrator for any additional comments that need to be made.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any additional comments other than to express my gratitude and appreciation of the Vacation Commission for their work this morning. Maybe just a little background. At 9 o'clock this morning, the Vacation Commission was out on site and viewed the site as required by the city charter. We met with people there. I did a brief explanation of the proposal to vacate the alley located in a north-south direction between 15th Street and 16th Street in Block 4 of Franson's addition. And each of the commissioners were there, and several of the public. You were there yourself, Mayor, as well as one of our council members, Councilor Deach. And then we just looked at the site. Subsequent to that, they met here at 10 o'clock and conducted a public hearing. And I think Mr. Roberts, representing the interests of the Shore Lunch Cafe, was here and just had a couple questions, and we went through a review of it. And then the public hearing was adjourned after about 20 minutes or 25 minutes, and the Vacation Committee Commission had met here and discussed the pros and cons of the development and what the potential damages and benefits could be as part of that. And then they met, and I think they're ready to present their report to you today. I think the action before the City Council, just to clarify again, was for you to receive the report, and then based on the provisions in the City Charter, you can't act on that for at least 7 days. So it's our intention to have it on the agenda for the regular council meeting on August 17th, which is a week from today, for you to potentially consider final action on the report and whether or not you would move forward with the vacation of the alley in Block 4.
Okay. So thank you very much, Ken. Is there anyone from the Vacation Commission that would like to address the council on how you guys came to the numbers or any of the information that went forward? You guys just worked as a team? If you want to come up and just on the microphone, because they can't hear at home, we'll give the microphone to you. How about that?
So this morning we began with some of the data that Len had pulled for us. Fortunately, Len, as part of the county assessor's office had pulled some data for us for comparable values and sales recently along the Highway 53 corridor. With that information, we assessed an approximate value per square footage for the lot or the alley in question. We felt that it was most prudent to use the two most recent sales along the Highway 53 corridor, which would have been the Tim Hortons lot before it was built, so it was just the land, and then the lot that Sammy's Pizza purchased that's just south of their building. So when we looked at those two numbers, Tim Hortons was purchased in 2016, Sammy's Pizza was in 2017, so they're reasonably recent. We took an average price of those per square foot, and we had, the average was $5.43 per square foot. Given that that was in 2016 and 2017, we adjusted for inflation, so that we're speaking in 2020 dollars. As a result, the resulting square footage for the alley in question is $5.76 per square foot. It is our understanding that the area asking to be vacated for Circle K Holiday is 5,490 square feet, which results in $31,622 is what we feel that value of that piece of land would be.
Okay, thank you. All right, so at this time, unless you have any questions for the Vacation Commission members, the chair would entertain a motion to physically accept their recommendation to be put on Monday's City Council meeting.
So move.
We have a motion by Councilor Deitch. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Councilor Buller. Any discussion?
Nope.
Okay. I'll allow you to speak.
So if I'm correct, the numbers to buy that entire property is somewhere around $31,000?
For the portion of the alley.
So if the community were to be able to get that money together themselves, they could easily purchase that for about $31,000 some odd dollars?
The problem is they don't have a vested interest in the property.
Well,
The people that have the vested interest in the property would be the person that requested the alley vacation and the person that has signed into a purchase agreement with the owners of the property.
okay, I fully understand that, but don't all of the local business owners in that area also have a highly vested interest in that? And if they were the ones that raised that money, or maybe even more, don't you think that they deserve the opportunity to also purchase that at such a cheap price?
I would agree with that, but I agree with that on one point.
Go ahead.
They've had the opportunity to buy that property 4 years ago when it had a building on top of it. They had the opportunity to buy it after the building had been vacated, and none of the local businesses around there or local residents had any interest in the property up until now that someone wants to invest upon that property.
But so if I am interested in that property, say, theoretically, I would only need to get about $32,000 in order to buy it?
Had you done that in the past, I would agree with that statement, but we're not talking about 4 years ago or 2 years ago. We're talking about today. And we already have people that have invested into that property.
I see. So is there any way that other people can now put money towards that and say they are interested in it?
No,
There's no way.
no.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Thank you. Any other questions or discussion for the council?
I just have a question for the vacation.
Please, can I get you to get on the mic?
Yeah, this is Jack Baldwin from Northern Borders. I just had a question for the vacation committee and Len. The current property value for the teepee is roughly $99,300 for 23 lots. And we're saying that the alley is worth $31,000. I know what the vacations have cost in the past, and I know that's the past, and we're moving forward. But the Tim Hortons alley was like $4,000, and we're willing to pay our fair share for it. But when we're paying only $100,000 on 23 lots, and we're asking for basically a sliver, $31,000 seems like a lot of money.
Part of the problem
Tim, Len, can you take the microphone so it can be heard?
sorry about that. You kind of got two values. You got my assessed value, and then you have what you could call fair market value. My estimated market value is pretty simple. When we look at the sheet, I ran all the numbers on all businesses on 53 that had commercial property only frontage on 53. And that gives us like an assessed value of around a couple bucks a foot. Okay. On the other hand, you have what would that property sell for? Yeah, right. I understand that, but without getting into it, in my opinion, personally, that was sort of kind of a distressed sale for whatever the reasons are, okay, which we won't go into. And I'm not disagreeing with you. But for estimated market value, it's kind of like, what would that sell for if it were put on the market per se? And it's quite complicated, and I understand where you're coming from. And the problem you have is on one hand, you look at sales. There's only 5 or 6 sales on 53, land only in, like, say, the last 5 to 7 years. Okay, and so you don't. On one hand, you don't have a lot of information. On the other hand, the reason the estimated market value, quite frankly, is so far below the sales value of those lands is because I'm really not at liberty to increase the values based on 1 or 2 sales. Okay, even though every time we have a sale of commercial property in 53, it sort of kills my value. Okay, and at the same time, I can't raise the value of a sale the year it sells. Let's say I've got 100,000, it sells for 200,000. It's actually against the law for me to raise that value from 100 to 200. Okay, and so the true value of that, in my opinion, is you not only, in a sense, have the value of that alley, you also kind of sort of have a value of what that alley is going to add to the rest of it. It just makes a bigger picture. It makes it worth more. And it wasn't easy. I mean, we spent a couple hours trying to hash this around. We weren't trying to gouge anybody or anything like that. The reality of it is that the assessed value is super low, and the only thing other than that is sales value, which you do have limited sales. I fully understand where you're coming from. And when you actually, we came up with a value of 576. If you were to take most of those lots, the sale value is around 668, right in that area. We're a little bit below that, but I hear where you're coming from. I don't know if that answered you or not, but it's just a tough call. It really is, yeah. You know, a lot of times when you vacate an alley, you kind of don't have a lot of value on it. Most of the time it's a residential value, so half the resident gets half, the other half gets half, and they go on to use it for residential use. And I also will tell you that I know for a fact that when you look at land that faces Highway 53, I'm not saying it's right or not, I'm just saying that's the way it is, because one thing I've never done since I've been here is redo the land in the city. You can have a commercial building that's on a lot and the value could be $80,000, $90,000, and you can have a residential house right next to it and the value of the land is 30 or 40. Say, it goes back to supply and demand. And unfortunately, it would be nice if we had to value alley, if we had 5 or 6 sales within the city, all in the last 2 years, that'd be easy. Yeah, it'd be easy. But we threw that around for what, 2.5 hours. And believe me, we're not trying to gouge or anything like that, okay? Yeah. Any other questions?
Any other questions? All right, hearing none, I will call the question on the accepting of the vacation, or the report to International Falls regarding the vacation of the alley, Block 4, plat of Franson's addition to Couching. According to the recorded plat thereof, lying southerly and westernly prolongation of the north line of Lot 1 of said 4, and lying northernly of westernly prolongation of the south line of Lot 16, said Block 4, which is more commonly known as the the alley behind the Shore Lunch Cafe and the former TP Motel. I'll call the question.
Aye.
And I'll vote yes, motion carries 3-0. So this will be on our city council meeting agenda for Monday. With no other items on our agenda, we will adjourn.